Welcome to you all for the class of Environmental Awareness and Disaster Management, Unit number 4. In this unit, we will be learning about environmental legislation and environment protection, which covers Prevention and Control of Pollution Act for Air, Water, Wildlife Protection Act, Forest Conservation Act, and Environmental Ethics. Acts set out the broad legal policy and principles. Environmental legislation. Environmental legislation is a set of laws which are needed for protecting the environment and creating a healthy place for the people to live in. It protects the environment from harmful pollutants and helps in preventing overexploitation of natural resources, destructive methods of pollution, use of chemicals and hazardous substances, deforestation, poaching, and so many other issues which impact the environment and create unhealthy situations. The importance of environmental laws are as follows. 1. Protecting the environment and human health. 2. Effective waste management. 3. Regulations for manufacturing industries. 4. Protection of the environmental officers. Air Prevention and Control of Pollution Act 1981. The main objective of the Act was preventing, controlling, and reducing the levels of air pollution. A pollution control board was appointed with the idea of carrying out the responsibilities and work for implementing the Act. The main sources of air pollution, such as industry, vehicles, factories, power plants, and many more, are not permitted to release certain levels of pollution. The important provisions under the Act are as follows. 1. The State Board established a combined approach for countering problems of the environment. The Air Pollution Act has defined the power and authority of the Central and State Board. According to the Act, various industries that are operating within certain areas of air pollution control need to obtain a permit from the State Board. 2. The state government, after consulting with the State Board, prescribes emission standards for the automobiles and industry, along with making a note of its required standards of air quality. 3. The State Board has the power for ensuring compliance with the Act, which includes the power of entry to the premises and for checking and testing of equipment. 4. The State Board has the power to shut down a defaulting industrial plant, and they can also stop its supply of electricity or water. 5. The amendment of the Act in 1987 has brought in the provision for the citizens in the Air Act, and this Act also includes noise pollution. 6. The State Board can also apply to the court to restrain industries from emissions that exceed the prescribed limits. Water Prevention and Control of Pollution Act 1974. The Water Prevention and Control of Pollution Act 1974 defines the function of the respective state board for taking care of and preventing water pollution. Each state board is empowered to formulate plans and programs for the prevention and control of pollution of streams, rivers, and wells. The State Board has the authority to collect and communicate information relating to water pollution and conduct investigations and research in regards to problems of water pollution and finding methods for preventing them. The main objective of Water Prevention and Control of Pollution Act 1974 are: 1. To establish Pollution Control Board under the Act, which has the responsibility of implementing various provisions. 2. To regulate the Central Board to advise the government on matters concerning the prevention and control of water pollution. 3. To help the Central Board to coordinate the state boards and to resolve any form of disputes between them. 4. to determine strict penalties for the discharge of sewage or pollutants into water bodies, which includes various like streams, lakes, rivers, or wells. 5. To maintain and restore aquatic resources. 6. To encourage the prevention and control of water pollution by organizing various forms of training programs for the people. 7. To collect and communicate information based on technical and statistical data. Environment Protection Act 1986. The Environment Protection Act 1986 is a complete set of legislation which is made for providing a framework by the government for coordinating different activities of various central and state boards and agencies defined in the previous acts, such as the Water Act and the Air Act, for taking care of the environment. One of the worst disasters in history was the Bhopal gas tragedy in India. The main objectives of the Environment Protection Act are as follows. 1. To protect and improve the quality of air, water, and environment. 2. To establish the procedures for preventing and controlling environmental pollution to prevent hazards to all living beings. 3. To empower the government to safeguard the environment and to define the procedures for prevention of accidents that cause pollution and other remedial measures. 4. To plan and implement programs nationally for the prevention, control, and abatement of environmental pollution. 5. To empower the government with the authority to stop, close, and regulate the operations of any industry for acts of violation of the standards. 6. To define various standards needed for improving the quality of the environment. The remaining topics we will discuss in the next session. Thank you and have a good time.